Welcome to HyperScale Video Workshop. My name is Brett Green. On a sunny Sydney lockdown day, a few of you mentioned the birds that you heard in the last video. Yes, we do have a lot of birds nearby, most noisy of which are probably the magpies. But I think today they're going to be drowned out by the lawnmower, so hopefully you'll still be able to hear me speaking. I received a carton, actually 3 cartons, on the doorstep today. All of them were from the Czech Republic and all of them were sent around mid-May. So it's nice to see they eventually arrived, but things are a little slower than usual. I opened one of the boxes and what I found was the Special Hobby 1/48 scale Tempest Mk.II. So I thought that I would share with all of you my first look at the contents of the kit. So this is not a detailed review by any means, but it's just showing you what happens to be in the box and on the sprues. And I thought this one would be a very interesting one because it's the first time that we've seen the radial engine variant in 1/48 scale from a mainstream manufacturer for quite a while. I think did AMT release one some time ago? I'm not sure. But anyway, we know for sure that Special Hobby have released one now, and Edward will be releasing presumably the same kit with different accessories and decals at some stage in the next month or two as well. So let's have a look in the box, see what awaits us. Tight fitting, quite stout box. We have the decals on the top, sorry, the instructions on the top. We have the decals in here. Unlike an Edward kit, we have most of the sprues that are actually packed into a single bag, so I'll take a look at those and I'll open that up. It is a resealable bag, so just bear with me for a moment. I don't want to drop anything. If anything, parts have come loose in here. Oh, interesting. Okay, so the sprue on the top is the fuselage. This is an all-new sprue, so it's not done with inserts from the Mark V kit. And this has typical super fine and really beautiful surface textures that we see on Edward kits, and obviously the Special Hobby kit benefits from that as well. On the inside, we have some structural sidewall detail that's moulded inside the fuselage as well. So they're the fuselage halves. I'll just skip down to the wing. I'm guessing that the wing will actually be a new sprue as well in order to fit with the radial nose. But once again, really lovely, fine and crisp surface textures. On this one as well, we have detail of the wheel well roofs moulded onto the bottom of the upper wing halves. So they look really good. We have another sprue which has some of the radial engine parts on it just there. Only basic detail there, but that's not a problem because there's a big spinner that will fill up most of that space, and we'll only catch glimpses of the radial engine through there. And we have some undercarriage parts, oxygen bottles, looks like elevators and ailerons as well, and one of the options for the 4-bladed propeller. This I think is a bit of a more generic sprue. It probably applied to the Mark V as well. So we have several spinner cap options. We have 2 more propeller options. We have the horizontal tail planes, undercarriage doors, rudder and elevators on here as well. So I think that one is probably in common with the Mark V sprue, as is this. And I can tell because we've got some of those little characteristic Mark V chin intakes there, various exhausts, and it looks like there'll be some detail parts that'll come off here for the Mark II, but you'll have a bit to go into your spares box for this one. And another common sprue with Rockets and wheels, two styles of wheels, one with a small hub and one with a large. We've got cockpit sidewalls. I found that the cockpit looked great when I built the Mk.II, but the sidewalls are very delicate, so take your time when you're removing these from the sprues, and you won't have to do what I did, which was glue them back together when you break them. But well worth the effort, because it's really in scale. It looks great when it's finished. And the last plastic sprue is, oh, here we go. Oh, lie, it's two plastic sprues. We have a clear sprue with drop tanks and mounts. The tanks themselves will be painted the undersurface colour, presumably, but the mount was apparently, it had large clear sections so you could see through there. So that's a nice inclusion with the special hobby kit. And we also have, I might just leave them in the bag for the moment, it might be even easier to see, the canopy sprue, which I think again is going to be the same as the Mk.V Eduard kit sprue is as well. And what I was oohing and ahhing about when I first opened the box, it was actually on top here, is a bag of resin, and it includes quite a few useful little bits and pieces here. I'll just show you a few. I'll be doing a review of this kit next week sometime, I would say, so I'll have high resolution images of each of the individual parts. But I'll just tip them out here. And what we have is 1/2 of the side of the engine, which looks really nice. Lovely, lovely detail. A bit of brushing, dry brushing, and a oil wash would really pop that detail out. And Special Hobby have also given us the cowls to put in place, or maybe in a diorama setting just beside. And what else do we have? We've got a replacement row of cylinders for the front of the engine. We also have a new anti-shimmy tail wheel in resin. That looks pretty nice. What else do we have here? Some small detail parts. And a couple of 4-spoke wheels with the tread block, the chunky tread block on them as well. So there's some really nice additions for us. Let me just grab the Deckle sheet for you without spilling everything on the ground. And this Deckle sheet is printed by Eduard. Oh, there's a photo etch fret as well in there, just with harness straps, so that's handy to have. It looks like, yes, it looks like the instrument dials are actually printed as decals on here. They work pretty well, I reckon. The Deckle instruments over the top of a plastic instrument panel. I'll just take this out of the bag so we can have a bit of a closer look at the Decals. And yes, they look good. So the Decals are there. I think it's 4 or 5 marking options. There's I'll just have a look at the box. I think it was on the side of the box. There we go, yes, 5 marking options. So we have 2 of them in fairly traditional late war RAF camouflage, 2 of them in high-speed silver. I think it's silver, it's not bare metal. And another one in desert colours. So they're the 5 options that are available to us on the large Deckle sheet. It looks like the new style of Eduard Decals with the little puddle of carrier film over the top of the markings that can be peeled off once they have been applied to the model. So yeah, they look really well printed. The colours look okay. The yellows I found on these new ones tend to be a little bit sort of light, but but they don't look too bad when they're actually on the model, so that should be fine. And that's it. That's, oh well, here we have the instructions. Nice big full color instruction booklet, and that's 20 pages worth there, stapled together. Starts out with a bit of a parts tree, so you can see exactly what you have there in the kit. Oh, and somewhere, although I haven't seen it in the box yet, there are masks as well. So that's a nice little addition. It'll be in the box, I suppose. I'll look for it later. But just your typically high quality, special hobby style colour instructions, very similar to the Edward ones as well. And I would imagine that when we get to the back, aha, there we are. We have details for each of the 5 markings. So that's it. Special Hobbies, brand new Tempest Mk.II. Very nice kit. Some really useful extras in there with the resin parts, a generous 5 marking options, and the photo etched harness straps. So it's sort of the best of both worlds, of both Edward quality plastic parts and the CMK / Special Hobby goodies in resin as well. Well, that's all I have for you today on HyperScale Video Workshop. From Brett Green, it's bye for now.